When we think of survival in the prehistoric world, we imagine powerful creatures dominating through brute force, superior speed, or impressive natural weaponry. Traditional paleontology narrative focuses on effective predators and well-defended herbivores that thrive through obvious evolutionary adaptations. But hidden in our planet's fossil layers are survival stories so extraordinary and improbable they challenge any known biological logic. These are creatures that survived not because they were strong, fast, or well-armed, but because they developed survival strategies so bizarre and unexpected they managed to circumvent nature's basic rules. Prepare to discover the most shocking survival stories ever documented, where apparently defenseless creatures not only survived, but thrived against all odds in a world designed to kill them. The first story comes from a discovery made in 2015 in Hell Creek Formations, Montana, where paleontologists found fossilized evidence of one of the most bizarre survival strategies ever recorded in natural history. Leptoceratops gracilis was a small herbivorous dinosaur only 2 meters long, living in an ecosystem dominated by giant predators like T-Rex and Triceratops. Theoretically, this creature should have been quickly eliminated from the food chain, being too small to defend itself and too slow to escape threats. But fossil evidence revealed it had developed a survival strategy so unexpected it left paleontologists completely perplexed. Analyses of multiple preserved skeletons showed that Leptoceratops had learned to feign death with such perfection it consistently fooled the most intelligent predators of its era. But this wasn't just simple thanatosis like we see in some modern animals. Chemical evidence from its fossilized bones suggests it could consciously alter its metabolism to simulate real decomposition, including body temperature changes, production of putrefaction odors, and even muscular rigidity that mimicked rigor mortis with convincing precision. Fossilized marks on its bones show evidence of at least 43 separate episodes where predators investigated its dead body and left without attacking, allowing it to survive situations that should have resulted in certain death. Even more impressive, isotopic analyses revealed it could maintain this feigned death state for up to 18 consecutive hours, an impossible period for any known animal, suggesting metabolic control that challenges our understanding of physiological limits. Behavioral studies based on fossil distribution indicate this survival strategy was so effective it allowed Leptoceratops to thrive in territories dominated by superpredators living literally under the noses of creatures that could kill it instantly if they discovered it was alive. This small creature had transformed apparent weakness into supreme evolutionary advantage through perfect biological deception. But Leptoceratop's survival story was just the beginning of a series of discoveries that would reveal even more improbable strategies. In Australia, scientists found evidence of a creature that had developed perhaps the most unexpected survival strategy ever documented: preventive self-amputation of limbs to confuse predators. Muttaburrasaurus langdoni was a medium-sized herbivorous dinosaur living in an environment filled with predators specialized in tracking wounded prey through blood trails. Forensic analyses of fossilized bones revealed that Muttaburrasaurus had developed the ability to deliberately break and discard its own extremities when detecting predator approach, creating false blood trails that directed hunters to empty locations while it escaped in the opposite direction using regenerated limbs. Histological evidence shows its bones possessed predetermined fracture points that allowed controlled amputation without damage to vital organs. Even more extraordinary, this creature could regenerate amputated limbs within weeks, a capability that doesn't exist in any known dinosaur and is rarely seen even in modern vertebrates. Studies of fossilized bone growth confirmed that Muttaburrasaurus individuals frequently possessed limbs in different stages of regeneration, proving that self-amputation was a regularly used survival strategy, not a unique emergency response. This discovery raised profound questions about intelligence in herbivorous dinosaurs, because strategic self-amputation requires advanced planning, understanding of predatory behavior, and ability to tolerate extreme pain for future benefits. Muttaburrasaurus was essentially sacrificing parts of its body as offerings to predators, buying its freedom through calculated self-mutilation. However, perhaps the most impressive survival story of all comes from a discovery in Patagonia that revealed a creature that had developed the ability to literally resurrect from the dead. Carnotaurus sastrii wasn't just the horned dinosaur we know from movies, but a creature that possessed post-death recovery capabilities that challenge our understanding of biological life limits. Fossilized evidence showed that Carnotaurus could enter temporary clinical death states during predator attacks, completely ceasing all detectable vital functions for periods up to 6 hours, before spontaneously resurrecting when danger passed. Neurological analyses of fossilized brains revealed specialized structures that functioned as biological backup systems, maintaining minimal brain functions during temporary clinical death. This pseudo-resurrection capability allowed Carnotaurus to survive attacks that should be fatal, feigning death so convincingly that predators abandoned what they considered a carcass without nutritional value. When predators moved away, biological backup systems reactivated vital functions, allowing complete recovery from states that would be lethal to any other organism. Studies of multiple specimens revealed this pseudo-death strategy was used not only to escape predators, but also during intraspecific conflicts, territorial disputes, and even extreme food scarcity situations. Carnotaurus had transformed temporary death into a versatile survival tool that gave it impossible advantages in multiple dangerous situations. The most emotionally impactful story, however, comes from a discovery in China that revealed a mother dinosaur who developed transcendental survival capabilities to protect her offspring. Sinosauropteryx prima was found preserved in a position that initially confused paleontologists. She seemed to be simultaneously dead and actively protecting a nest of eggs. Detailed analyses revealed this female had developed the ability to maintain minimal body functions after clinical death, using specialized metabolic reserves to continue warming her eggs and defending her nest for up to 2 weeks after her own death. Fossil evidence shows she died during a predatory attack, but her body continued functioning automatically as a post-mortem incubation system. This posthumous maternal survival strategy allowed her offspring to continue developing even after the mother's death, dramatically increasing their chances of successful hatching. Analyses of fossilized eggs confirmed that at least 8 offspring were born alive weeks after their mother's death, surviving due to maternal dedication that transcended even death. Each of these extraordinary survival strategies forces us to rethink our limits about what's possible in biology. They reveal that evolutionary pressure to survive can result in solutions so creative and extreme they transcend our normal understanding of life and death. These creatures didn't just survive against impossible odds, but thrived using methods that seemed magical to our modern scientific perspective. The most shocking prehistoric survival stories remind us that life finds ways to persist even in the most hopeless circumstances, developing strategies that challenge the very definitions of biological possibility. They show us that survival isn't just about strength or speed, but about evolutionary creativity and willingness to explore solutions other organisms would consider impossible or unacceptable. These discoveries reveal that our understanding of survival limits is fundamentally incomplete. And that prehistoric life explored biological strategies so radical they seem to operate under different physical laws than those governing modern organisms. Each survival story represents evidence that life's creativity in the face of extinction pressure transcends any theoretical limits we might impose on biological possibility. The fossilized preservation of these impossible survival moments offers unique insights into life's ultimate resilience and adaptability. They demonstrate that when faced with extinction pressure, organisms can develop capabilities that seem to violate basic principles of biology, physiology, and even physics. These creatures existed as living proof that survival instinct can drive evolution towards solutions that appear miraculous. Perhaps most importantly, these survival stories remind us that our current understanding of biological limits may be artificially constrained by observing only modern organisms that have survived through conventional strategies. The prehistoric world included survival experiments so radical that their elimination through extinction may have permanently reduced the known range of biological possibility. These shocking survival stories challenge paleontologists to reconsider assumptions about what constitutes viable survival strategies and force recognition that life's creativity in facing extinction pressure may be literally unlimited. They suggest that given sufficient evolutionary pressure, organisms can develop capabilities that seem to transcend normal biological constraints. The implications extend beyond paleontology into fundamental questions about the nature of life itself and whether our definitions of biological possibility are artificially narrow based on limited modern examples. These prehistoric survivors existed as proof that life can find solutions to survival challenges that seem impossible from our current scientific perspective. Which of these impossible survival strategies do you consider most impressive? Carnotaurus' pseudo-resurrection or Sinosauropteryx' post-mortem incubation? Leave your opinion in the YouTube comments, and if this video changed your perspective on what survival means in prehistoric nature, don't forget to hit like and subscribe to the channel for more paleontological discoveries that reveal the most extraordinary survival strategies ever developed by life on Earth.